Hey everyone, it's June 1st, Saturday, and this is one of the first days we've really had that's been even semi-nice weather. It's actually not too bad out here. There's been a little bit of a thundercloud that went through really quickly. It's just a little tiny rain cloud, but it sure kicked up a lot of dust. And my beehives were right in the middle of it, but just in a matter of minutes, it's come and gone. And we may get another one, we may not, but that's just kind of the way the weather is around here. Speaking of weather, it's been really pretty cold and nasty around here, and the bees have not been able to do much. I'm gonna poke in these hives just a little bit just to make sure they're okay. So the last time we checked these 3 hives, the 2 that have 3 boxes and the one in the back there that only has 2 boxes. We peeked at them to see how they were doing and decided they needed a little bit of food. And so I gave them some pollen patty and some syrup. And I'm just gonna hurry and quickly peek at them just to see if they're okay now. Hopefully that bit of food kept them going. And these bigger hives, I'm gonna just take a quick peek. I doubt they've really put anything in their honey supers. We just haven't had warm enough weather for anybody to really do anything. We froze right before Memorial Day, and the weather's been cold and windy since. It's just not been great weather. I do have this hive that's an addition to this yard. This hive right here was in my home yard, and I moved it out here because it's kind of aggressive. It's more aggressive than I care to have, and I just didn't want it around my neighbors. So it's going to get requeened. I moved it out here the other night and just dropped it, let him settle for a little bit. And I'm going to go into one of these other hives, probably this one right here, and pull a frame of larvae that's the right age, and then I'll make a notch right below the larvae, and we'll go into this hive and find the queen and pinch her off, and then I'll drop that frame that I've notched in here, and hopefully they'll make a queen out of that. Hopefully we can get some little calmer bees into that hive. But that's what we're doing today. Hopefully it's going to be pretty quick in and out and take me the most of the time to find the old queen and pinch her off and find a frame of larvae and move it over. But other than that, I'm not going to really do too much. I don't expect that there's any need to add honey supers at this point. I'd be really surprised if I had to do that. Quickly peek in this hive. This is one of the hives that I gave a little bit of food to last time. I just want to see if they've been able to convert that food to brood. I'm not even gonna look in this top box. I really don't think there's much going on there. It's got a little bit of weight, not much. Hopefully these ladies have been able to convert that food I gave them and keep the brood rearing going. The pollen patty I gave them is gone. Syrup I gave them is gone. Here's my queen. She's actually a 2-year-old queen because she's got a yellow dot, and she has all of this laid up with eggs and larvae. Let's pull another frame. Carefully put that one back in because that's my queen. I'm seeing eggs and larvae. I think she's done what I wanted her to do, which was to keep raising some brood. So that's really all I want to see. This is that nuke that I set up. Bee population's a little better than it was. I can see some wet cells, which is probably the syrup I gave them. That's okay, they can use that. There's some decent brood there, a little better brood. Got some queen cups, but they're dry. There's nothing in them. Another frame of brood, another queen cup, dry. Another frame of brood on that side. And what I'm seeing is eggs clear out to here, all the way, a little further on this side, clear out to here. All of this has got eggs and larvae in it. This is a little bit older larvae that she's backfilled here. Got eggs clear out to here, so she's stretching that nest out a little bit. And I think the food that I gave them is just exactly what she needed, was just a little boost. Okay, I'm gonna go into this hive right here. And we're gonna find a frame of larvae that I can move to this other hive. Oh, there's my frame. We've got some young larvae down in these cells. I'm gonna set it right there for a minute, and then I'm gonna go into my other hive over here and find the queen and pinch her off. So one minute I'm telling you how cold and nasty the weather's been, and the next minute my phone shuts down because it's too hot. The sun came out, cloud went away, and the sun came out, and my phone just got too hot too quick, and it just shuts down. So you kind of missed what I did. I went in and went to a good hive that I really like and have had really good queens out of that hive, and pulled a frame with mostly just eggs and larvae that had just barely hatched. And then I notched the cell wall. So I removed the cell wall on the bottom of the cell where the larvae's at. And they call that notching. If you want to look that up, look for Mel Disicone, OTS queen rearing, and that can kind of give you an idea of what we mean by notching. And I do this on a fairly regular basis. I used to requeen all my hives that way, and it works great. I like it. As long as the hive is a good strong hive, it'll raise a new queen, and it'll be a fantastic queen. But I have, for most of the requeening that I do, I actually graft, and I'm going to set up a cell starter in one of my other yards here in a minute, and I'll try and show you that process if my phone doesn't shut down and overheat again. But other than that, I went through these hives. They all look pretty good. The 3 hives that I had on the video last time that were just light on stores, they really didn't have much pollen or nectar. I'd given them a pollen patty and some syrup, and now those hives have converted all that into brood, and those queens have laid just like 3 or 4 frames of brood up. So that's exactly what I wanted to have happen, and the hives are looking much better now. Hopefully here in a couple of weeks they'll be ready for some supers, and we'll have hopefully some good weather, and maybe we can get some honey yet this year. Our spring nectar flow was pretty much a dud. We didn't get much. The bees got a little bit, just enough to raise some brood, but not really store any honey. I was hoping for a little better spring nectar flow, but that just didn't happen this year. Hopefully we can get some off of alfalfa and clover and the summer flowers as we go through summer. And there's still time to make some good honey. We've probably got 2 months of good honey making season left. By the time we hit August, though, things really slow down around here. So hopefully in the next 2 months we can add some supers and make a little honey. I thought I'd just show you one of my other yards. This yard's just done amazing this year. Can't figure out why it's so different than some of my others. As you can see, I've got 5 boxes on all of these already, and they're not filling them yet because we've been so cold. But let me kind of set you here and see if we can let you see what kind of population we've got going on in some of these hives. I wish all my hives were like this. If they were, then I'd have more bees than I'd know what to do with. These hives have just been booming all spring. And I'm not sure why they're so different than some of my other ones, but something around here is different. This top box is pretty well full. And these next two boxes look just about like this. I've put new foundation in these, and most of them have been drawing the foundation out like that. They're not really filling it full of nectar yet, but that is beautiful new comb that they're building. I'm going to go down another couple of boxes into the brood nest and show you. The next two boxes are mostly empty still, but that's okay. I want them to draw some of that comb out, and here in the next week or 2 weeks, hopefully we start getting a nectar flow going. And I've smoked the bees down a little bit, and this one's maybe a little bit less than some of the others population wise. Let's see what this queen's doing. It's pretty much an empty, just a pollen feed frame. Most of these that I've checked in this yard have had 6 or 7 frames of brood. This one's got a little bit, and just packed with pollen all the way around here. So this is what I was seeing with these big hives, is they've got lots of protein and some nectar that they were able to gather during our really, really short spring flow. And this one's got eggs down in there. More eggs, more larvae. Let's see if I can get one of these other frames out. On both sides capped brood. Pretty good pattern on her. Not too bad. This over here has pollen in it right here, so she's not going to lay there very much. And the bottom box I can just see is just packed full of bees. And I only run 2 mediums for my brood chamber. Not 2 deeps, just 2 mediums. It's a pretty good brood pattern. This is exactly what I'm seeing in all of these hives in this yard. Just packed full of brood. Queens are going like mad, and there's no nectar for them to gather. There's another really nice capped frame. Both sides. I'm seeing queen cups, but nothing in them. Those are all empty, dry. That's a pretty good pattern, and I'm seeing that in every one of these hives, just like that. In fact, I'm going to pull this one. Those are going to emerge here in the next few days. So I'm setting up my cell builder, and I'm looking for frames just like this. And every one of these hives I've pulled at least one frame out of. And that's going to become my cell builder. So I'm going to put this one off into a nook. I'm going to replace the frame with one that I've just waxed up. The bees have started to build on it, but not too much. But it's going to go right down in that brood chamber. They'll finish that right up, draw the rest of that out, and queen will have a fresh frame to lay on. But these bees are looking pretty good. I just need a nectar flow so they can go gather something. Other than that, every one of these hives look just about like this. 2 mediums is more than enough space for a queen to do her thing and still produce nice populations of bees. Here's my queen right here. She's a 2-year-old queen. I'm still getting brood patterns that look like this. Not bad for a 2-year-old queen. 2 years old and she's still got a pattern like that. That's not too shabby. In fact, that's probably a pretty good frame. Well, maybe I'm going to look for one more. That one had some larvae on it. I would prefer one that was mostly capped brood, like this one. It's pretty much all capped brood. Every bit of it. Little pollen on the outside, a few drones on the bottom. Everything else is capped. It's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to take that one with me to my next yard, and I'm going to set up my cell builder. And here's 5 frames of capped brood that I've pulled out of these hives. And they're going to go with me to the next yard, and we're going to set up this cell builder. Seems like this is going to be the way it is today. Get to my next yard, and here comes another little rain cloud. I'm just going to have to work through it, and hopefully it just kind of veers to the north of me, and I avoid all the wind and the rain. We're going to get a little wind, but seems to be the weather pattern for the day. One little rain cloud come through and make it all windy. And anyway, what I'm doing here in this yard is I'm going to figure out which one of these bigger hives I can use for a cell builder. The one in the back over here, this taller one in the back, is probably the one I'm going to use, but I'm going to take a look at it before I do that. This one on the pallet is the other hive that was in my yard that was a little bit, had more of an attitude than I wanted. And so I brought it out here, and I dropped a queen cell in it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to peek through this one really quick and make sure they're raising a queen. Same thing with the smaller one in the back. They should be raising a queen. And then this really tall one here that's 5 high. They had queen cell, and they should be raising a queen. And I'm guessing they're probably not quite there for having a laying queen yet. I'll probably just check the little one, come to think about it. I doubt the other ones. The more I think about it, I'm not sure they'll be ready for it. So maybe one of these others will be ready for to be my cell builder. I really use Michael Palmer's method, which is I'm going to put a box of frames with brood up above the queen excluder on the top of this hive. And I'll show it to you when I get there. But I need probably 3 more frames, good frames of brood, which I'll just go into these other hives and kind of poke around and see what I've got. I'm hoping I've got 3 frames of brood that I should do. And we'll go from there. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is go into this hive and make sure that I think it's what I want it to be for my cell builder. And that cloud is coming this way, so these bees aren't going to be very happy. But I need to get this done, so sometimes you just do it in bad weather anyway. For a cell builder, I would like a little bit more bees up here. They do have an empty box down below, and that's pretty light. I'm not sure I want to use that for a cell builder. Let's go down to the bottom box and see what they look like. Population's okay, but for a cell builder, I would like it to be a little bit more. Yeah, this isn't quite what I'd like for a cell builder. Maybe they can donate a frame of brood, though. Maybe not. I'm not seeing any eggs. No brood on that frame. Maybe this hive swarmed on me. Ooh, no brood. No brood. This hive doesn't have a queen. They may have a virgin running around in here, but I have a laying queen. This is definitely not going to be my cell builder. No brood. I think this hive swarmed on me. No brood. I haven't found any queen cells, but there's no brood in this hive. I think they've probably swarmed on me. That's not what I want to see. Look at the bottom of this box and see if I can see any swarm cells. I see one cup. And that's it. Look at the bottom of the next box. Yeah, this hive doesn't have the population it did. Well, I don't see anything that looks like a queen cell on the bottom of this frame, but there's no brood in there at all. And the population's less than what it was. I'm pretty sure these ladies have swarmed. And the broods all emerged. So they probably swarmed. Oh, wait, 10 days ago. I don't see any queen cells that look like they've emerged. They probably tore it down already. I think what I'm going to do with this hive is leave it for the moment, and we'll give it a week or 2, week, 10 days or something, and we'll just see if a queen shows up. If not, then we'll have to requeen. But definitely not what I want for a cell builder. All right, I've been through these hives. I've checked these that had queen cells in them. They don't have a laying queen yet. It's probably a little bit early for them to have that. So I'm going to leave them for another week to 10 days. And hopefully the weather is going to change a little bit and they get a chance to mate. I don't see anything in this yard that I really want to make my cell builder. So I've just harvested a couple of frames of capped brood from 1 or 2 of these hives. They look okay, but they're not spectacular. The last yard is really the one that I like. So I'm going to go back to it. We're going to make the cell builder there. Okay, I'm back in my other yard. The last yard I was in was going to be the yard I was going to make my cell builder in. But I just looking through the hives, I didn't like what I was seeing for populations, and they just weren't doing quite as well as I'd like. So they look okay, but they're not spectacular. The ones in this yard, these are booming hives. If we ever get it on nectar flow, they're going to go crazy. So I'm going to come back to this yard and I'm going to set up my cell builder here. I've harvested about 7 frames of capped brood that's going to be emerging shortly. Probably from the looks of the brood, some of the bees were already starting to emerge. So most of these within probably a week will have emerged. And what that gives me will be a hive that's just packed full of young nurse bees. Now I'm going to take these 7 frames and I'm going to drop them in a box, and I'm going to put the box on top of one of these really big hives and let all that brood emerge over the next 10 days. And in 10 days, actually I think it'll be 11 days, I will come back and put my grafts in. And when I do that, I'll show you what I'm doing. But for now, all I'm doing is taking these frames of capped brood that I harvested and dropping them all on this one big hive, which is going to just make a monster hive out of it. That means that hive's going to want to swarm because I'm going to have so many bees packed in there. So in 10 days, 11 days, whenever I'm back here, I'll have to go through the hive and make sure that there's no swarm cells. But when we get to that point, I'll show you what I'm doing. For now, all I'm going to do is just drop all these frames on the hive and it'll be ready to go. I'm going to probably take out one of these boxes in this process. I want to keep these bees quite snug. I think maybe what I'll do is just shake the bees off these frames and replace them with the frames that I've harvested. Probably 2 more here. I'm just shaking the bees off, giving a little tap to get the rest of them off. So it's already a really good hive with a good population. I'm going to make it even bigger. 2 frames of capped brood. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's a monster hive. And when all that brood emerges, it's going to be even bigger. Put that on top. And we're done. There's my cell builder, ready to rock and roll. Thanks for following along with me today. I'll come back and show you how my cell builder's doing as when I get the grafting. But I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.